move out from Mercury to Venus, the goddess, my wife. Nobody's Baron Munchausen fan? No, nobody. All right. Man, you never know what quotes are going to go over well. It's like if one person went, "Oh, that's great," that's fine. But all right.
It's still Sunday morning.
It's still, yeah, it's true. All right. Venus is shrouded in clouds, and it's highly reflective. So it's extremely bright. I actually don't know if it's still up at night right now. It was a few weeks ago. But Ginny's nodding her head. Okay, so if you were to go out in the west, look towards sunset, right after sunset, you might see an incredibly bright, star, and that's the planet Venus. It actually is very similar to Earth. It has very close to Earth's size, very close to Earth's mass, which means it has very close to Earth's density. It also has, overall, about the same amount of carbon dioxide as a planet. If you were just to count carbon dioxide molecules on Venus, 1, 2, 3, 4, you'd get roughly the same number as you would on Earth. The thing is, Venus keeps all of its carbon dioxide in its atmosphere. And carbon dioxide traps heat. Sunlight hits the surface and warms it up, then that warmth can't get out because the carbon dioxide absorbs that. And so Venus started getting very, very hot. And it got so hot, there it is, Venus. There you go. That's just I keep forgetting I've labeled these planets for our convenience. It's gotten so hot that it's actually the hottest planet in the solar system. It's hotter than Mercury, even though it's farther out. Because Mercury doesn't have an atmosphere to trap the heat, and Venus has an incredibly thick atmosphere which traps the heat. It's extremely hot. We have sent probes to Venus. That, to me, is amazing as well. The Russians have actually landed a probe on Venus called Venera. It took this picture of a bunch of sad, flat, unhappy rocks. Now, if you were sitting in an 860-degree bath of heat, you would also be a sad, flat, unhappy rock. Not only that, the atmosphere is so thick, it's actually 90 times the Earth's atmospheric pressure. That is actually thicker than water. If you were to try to walk around on Venus, it would be even worse than pushing through. If you've ever been in a pool and tried to walk and it's really hard to do, it's even worse than that on Venus. And not only that, besides carbon dioxide, there are some other elements and molecules in Venus's atmosphere. Another constituent, a gas in Venus's atmosphere, is sulfuric acid. Yay. So it's the vacation spot. Come to sunny 900-degree, 90 times Earth pressure, raining sulfuric acid Venus. If there's a hell in the solar system, it's Venus. And that's ironic because a long time ago, when I was a kid, a lot of science fiction stories and all those movies, Venus was always a paradise. And of course, since Venus was named after a goddess, that's where the women lived. That's where the Amazonian women lived, and Abbott and Costello could go there and become king. And yeah, those of you who are of a certain age remember that. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. There could be habitable spots on Venus, or more likely above it. As you go up in the atmosphere, it gets cooler, and there are regions where the temperature there is actually quite pleasant, room temperature, and that's room temperature for the world, not for DragonCon or Atlanta. It actually is habitable. So it's a pretty interesting place. There's a lot we still don't understand about it because it's difficult to study, simply because of its inhospitable nature. But we have sent probes there. There are plans on paper to go again, and I hope we do because it's a fascinating planet. It's like Earth gone wrong. It's so similar to Earth and yet so different. What happened? What is it that made Venus such a hell and Earth such a paradise for us? And can that happen to us? Probably not. But it doesn't have to be 900 degrees to be very unpleasant, as again you've been learning this week.